Welcome to the Back and Forth, the show by co-parents
for co-parents,
talking about the things that co-parents go through. I'm Kevin, and this is
Chanel.
Let's go. In 3, 2, and 1. Welcome everybody to the Back and Forth. I am Kevin, and this is
Chanel.
And why are we doing this again? Because it's already done with the intro. I don't know why we did that, but we're going to come into this show. We're going to get it right one day, y'all, because this
y'all
is...
forgive him.
I am Kevin, and this is Chanel, and we're talking about... we are co-parents, talking about the things that co-parents go through, and we're talking to co-parents, and we're talking about the co-parents, stuff like that.
Y'all say a quick prayer for Kev today.
I almost got it right. We're about to take this plane off right now. But Chanel, I got a question to ask you. Before we get started, I want everybody to make sure you all go out there. What camera are we on? Camera 3? Camera 3, 4, 2, 1. Make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, and notification button. And so y'all know when we're putting this content out there, y'all can be notified. So y'all know when we're putting it out there. And leave us some feedback and comments. Let us know y'all were in the room. And so don't just come in here peeking in the room and not letting us know y'all came by. If y'all looking in there, tell us what you like. Tell us you like what you saw. Tell us what you liked about it.
Of course they like what they saw. I mean, really.
Well, I just want to make a comment on it because, I look at the analytics and we see people clicking on the thing, but they're not fully getting engaged with what's going on. So I want to make sure we're talking to somebody out there. We need y'all to get engaged with this stuff now. Come on, click on that button and let us know y'all were in the room. Come on, in the room. You're off. So, Chanel.
You were flat, sir.
First of all, you don't know my body like, and that's body shaming, and I don't like it. Thank you very much. And God don't like ugly. That make no sense right there. You gonna come out and say I'm flat. That's doggone shame.
Well, you went sharp. Go ahead.
Chanel. We find topics out there that are coming around and they show up on our timelines. And, these things, they trigger us somehow to say, we can give this to the co-parents and let them see how to deal with this type of stuff. Because, certain things that people go through, we put it out there because somebody's going through it. Hopefully they're going through it so you can get to it also. Because what happens is sometimes people go through things and they keep it to themselves. Mm-hmm. But in the land of social media, we see that people put all the business out there.
All of it.
And Chanel, you told me about something that you had that you wanted to bring to our co-parenting community. And so
yes.
if you don't mind, would you jump into it? And I'll put it up in the middle of the screen right here.
I appreciate that, Kev. I appreciate it. Yeah. So this is a reminder because I know we have shared information related to what I'm getting ready to read to y'all several times throughout this adventure of our co-parenting show. But I just want to kind of inspire someone else today that may be struggling with this area. So the quote was this: if you don't find healing from the wounds of your past, those wounds will turn into a pain and suffering your children will have to deal with for a lifetime. Wow. Kev.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that quote?
Well, that quote right there, that's like layers again. I talked about those onion layers a long time ago.
Yeah.
This thing has layers in it. Layers. And so the reason I say it is because it's right here. You ever been told when you were growing up that you better eat all the food on your plate? Because there's people in Ethiopia who's starving. Mm-hmm. And you'd always say, what do people in Ethiopia got to do with what I'm doing right now? I'm trying to eat my food. And,
right.
And I don't like this food. I don't want to eat this food because, because it's nasty. Or I don't like it and I just don't want it. You might be giving me some liver. I don't like liver. You might be giving me some spinach and I don't want to be Popeye.
Okay.
Old heads out there. So, the reason I say this is because this right here. The way you were brought up may not work for the child that you have right now. And if you went through something as a child and you never were able to go through it, to get through that thing, and you still hold those, you're harboring those old feelings, and you pass that on to your child, unknowingly, you may pass that on to your child, or sometimes might be knowingly you are passing something on to your child. So guess who has no say in the matter? Your child. You just basically pawned off what was done to you, whether it was right or wrong, onto your child, and they have no say so in the matter. And those pains, those things that you went through, those emotional ups and downs that you went through, you pass those on to your child. Why? Because you may feel to yourself that I got through it, so my child will be able to get through it also. So I'm going to raise my child up either despite what I went through or because of what I went through. I'm going to raise them the same way. And who's to say that's fair? And the only fairs I know are the carnivals they have, like in the parking lots at the mall and all that stuff, and the amusement parks. Because nothing in life is fair. But you as a parent, you have a choice. You have a choice to either, one, learn from those mistakes or learn from those pain points, get the help that you need, so that your child does not have to go through the same thing that you went through. Because now if you pass that on to your child, if your child doesn't know any better or they don't seek any help, guess what's going to happen? This is going to be a generational thing, and that cycle is going to repeat itself.
Wow.
Chanel, I don't want to jump too much into it because, I have to play my contrarian here. So I'll let you go ahead and take the reins on this one right here for a while.
Yeah. I remember you talking about something similar to this before, and I knew that it was very, very powerful. Even just hearing it, I talk about it a lot, but also hearing it just, renews my mind because as a parent, we have to be very mindful that, again, our children are going to have to go through a journey themselves because God has their steps ordered. But as parents, hopefully, because of the steps that we've had to walk through, we are gaining wisdom through those challenging moments. And with the challenging moments, the Lord expects us to gain the wisdom so that we can teach that wisdom to our children as well. And if we're not teaching them that wisdom, but we're teaching them bitterness, we're teaching them hatred, we're teaching them things that are not going to be beneficial for them throughout their entire life and throughout their journey and the steps that the Lord has ordered for them, then what are we doing? I mean, really, what are we doing? And so we have a huge responsibility to our children to, like Kev said, get the help that we need, get the healing that we need, get the deliverance that we need so that we are better fit to pour into our children and not sometimes even suck the life from them. Because sometimes if we're not pouring into someone, we may be, and this may be getting a little bit off topic, but we may be placing burdens on them that they're not meant to bear. Okay? Because our responsibility was to pour wisdom into them, but instead of getting the wisdom that we needed for ourselves, we are placing on them burdens that they weren't meant to bear.
Yes.
That wasn't part of their journey. That was your journey. And you were supposed to get healed and delivered from it. God placed people in your path over and over and over again, and you refused to help, and your children are suffering for it. Kev, I want to hear what you got to say as the contrary.
Well, well, the Lord helps those who help themselves. And if you are not willing to get help, and you will basically keep on doing what was done to you over and over again. And so we have little mini-me's now that are stuck with the same thing that we went through. And despite what you went through, you may try to fix those issues the best way that you know how, and that's through your own level of understanding. And whether it be through intellect or whether it be through ignorance, one way or another, that thing is getting passed on. And you see what I'm saying? So when I say intellect, that means, we can try to go out there and learn something to help us. Or ignorance, we can choose to ignore those things that happen to us and we keep on passing it on. What are you going to do as a parent if you know that something happened to you and it wasn't right? Are you going to repeat that cycle with your child? Because I'm going to tell you something. I remember growing up, And this was back in the 70s and the 80s. And stop, Chanel.
Oh.
I heard you. I heard you inside what you just said.
Go ahead.
I just said God don't like ugly, and you gonna sit there and do that. Let me tell you something here. So, I would get in trouble for something that I didn't even do. And you know what my mom would say? Well, it's probably for something you didn't get caught for.
Oh.
What kind of sense does that make? Now, I'm not begrudging my mother. I love my mom. But I know growing up that when she said it to me, I'm probably getting caught for something I didn't get caught for a long time ago, and it's probably the result of it. That makes no sense.
Not at all.
If you didn't catch me in the act, or someone didn't tell you that I did something, then there is no proof. And you as a parent,
proven guilty.
And you as a parent, there are things that were told to you, that were done to you, and they didn't make sense to you back then. So either you try to overcompensate with your child to try to say, this will never happen to my child, I'm going to make sure that never happens, and now you try to overcompensate. Did you truly protect your child, or did you overprotect your child now from something that may happen to them, but they're not even ready for it? I've said it before. Have you ever seen a declawed cat? A declawed cat cannot take care of itself out in the wild. And if you try to shelter your children and try to protect them from everything, which is our job as parents to protect, but if you try to, you basically umbrella them and overprotect them, they can't take care of themselves. And they don't know why. So if there's something that's going on and you've gone through it, explain to your child why you are doing these things so the child has a level of understanding. So if they do run into that situation, they know what's going on. Because these wounds, they leave scars. And every time you look down at something that happened to you from your past, you get left with a scar and it reminds you of what happened. The thing is, when it reminds you of something, what did you do to not have that situation happen to you again? And are you advising the people around you, whether it be your child, whether it be your spouse, whether it be the other co-parent, that this happened to you and this is a trigger point for you, that you need to make sure somebody else is aware of it? Because if you keep it inside, it never comes out. And it may fester there inside of you. It may come out the most inopportune time. And then no one understands why you blowing up.
Right.
And last thing you want to do is blow up at your child.
Speaking of blowing up at your kids, yes, that's another way that they can endure pain and suffering because you have not dealt with your issues. And, they're children. And that may remind you of something they may say or do may remind you of something. And that's why, Kevin, I talk about you guys getting help, or all of us really, getting help and making sure that we are in tune with who we are as people. Be in tune with what your triggers are. It's okay to know what your triggers are. In order for you to be the most effective person, we're not just talking about parents, the most effective person that you can be, you got to know who you are. You got to know who you are. You need to know what them trigger points are. Stop running away from it, because that's not going to do you any good. Deal with it. Handle it. Get delivered from it so that it no longer rules you and controls you and keeps you bound. Because guess what? Now, if let's say you go ahead and get help, right? What are you teaching your kid now? You're teaching your kid that it's okay to get help. You're teaching your kid that you don't have all the answers. And you can go to somebody that can help you get some more answers.
Amen.
You can go to someone that can help you get delivered. So that we are getting delivered. So that you don't have to live a life in bondage. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's things that happen to us that we have absolutely no control over.
Yes.
But guess what? We don't have to keep living in that same path. We don't have to stay stuck right there. Yes. We don't have to. There's a beautiful world out there if we choose to look at it. But if we choose to stay stuck, all we're going to see is the darkness.
It reminds me of a song.
What's that?
A whole new world.
I love that song.
I don't know the rest of the words.
I do karaoke to that song.
You look like a karaoke. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That reminded you of something. Because I don't know where that came from.
Trigger point.
It was a trigger point.
It was a trigger.
Where? Why?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to have a lovely conversation. And he's going to tell me I look like a karaoke.
Sorry. I apologize.
Yes, so it is. It's a beautiful. It really is a beautiful world if you choose to see it through those type of lenses. But sometimes we put lenses on our children because we have these lenses and we're looking at them. We're looking at the world through these dark lenses, and our kids come out trying to see the world as beautiful, and we put the shades on them, and they see the world as ugly. And so we've got to take the shades off of our faces and choose to see the world as a beautiful place. And and that's how we think, and that's how we will behave as we think. That's who we become.
That's good.
Kev.
That's good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You call my name.
This was a great topic.
It was. You be finding those things out there. I think you be going out there. I'm gonna go look at these topics and see if you be making them up yourself. So these topics be on point, and I'm like, I wonder if she be making these up. But then I realized those graphics were tight. And I know you say you don't work on graphics, so I know when it came from you then. Never mind.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was not me.
Never mind. Well, it was worth a try, but, every dog has his day. But
yes.
All I'm saying right here, and I'm going to finish mine up with this, and I'm going to hand it over to you. I had a coach who told me this right here, and she let us off when she said this right here. In order to get to it, you've got to go through it. That's just the bottom line. So you cannot get to wherever it is you want to go, whatever you want to get to, whatever that goal or what that thing is, or how you want to raise your children in a warm, loving environment. If you were brought up in something that was opposite of that, and you don't know how to get to that point, you are sitting there struggling, trying to get to it. You putting on a false face, trying to make it look like everything's, co-parenting goals. And we all cheesing and smiling, but behind the scenes, things are just ugly.
Yeah.
Because you haven't truly gone through that thing.
Yeah.
And so make sure that if you are still struggling with things, that you are getting the help that you need. Seek the therapist, the coaches, the people out there that you can talk to that's not just in your corner being a yes person. Somebody's going to tell you the truth. Even when when they know you are wrong, they are not afraid to tell you when you are wrong. That way you are a better parent for your children.
Absolutely. Because
we have to be honest with ourselves. Because if we can lie to ourselves, then we can lie about anything else, and we can put that false face on. So with that, Chanel, thank you for this great topic this week. It's been outstanding, and I appreciate working with you on these topics because I don't know what you're going to bring to the table every week. I just know you're going to show up and you're going to show out because you be doing it. Tell the people how they can find you, what you got going on.
Yes. So after you hit like and subscribe and get notified, go ahead and you can follow me on IG at Chanel Renee Speaks. And of course, in the description, my website there is there, pricesandbeyond.org. And that will take you to all the different. Meow. I don't know what that. How do you say it, Kev? Is it the plethora?
No.
Are you saying plethora today? Okay.
No, the list of things.
You're not saying plethora today? Okay, so a plethora of things that I have to offer as you peruse through that link there. All the other links will be there as well. But yeah, definitely. But first and foremost, guys, make sure that you subscribe because we're bringing you a dynamic show with all kind of different things, and so make sure you get notified so that you have the opportunity to experience life between Kev and Chanel. All right, Kev.
Oh, it's my turn. I tuned out when you were doing the cat scratch.
Wow.
Hi.
How you expect people to listen to me, but you don't even listen to me?
I heard you,
Mr. Communication Strategist.
I heard you, but ask me, was I listening? I tuned out.
I know you were. I know you just said you weren't listening.
I tuned out when you got ugly with me. You said I was flat a long time ago.
I just want to make sure the people. Y'all see how this goes. I just want
to make sure that people know that they can find me at Kevin_L_Scott on IG, and you can go to once you're on the IG page, you can go to my website and click on the links in there. You can see the things that I have been blessed and anointed to share with all the co-parents out there. Chanel tries to upstage me at the end of these shows, and I'll show her the Lord has blessed me with a vocabulary that I can spread the word.
Yes.
I can spread the word, and I can filibuster with the best of them.
Do it, sir. Do it, sir.
Chanel, I'm going to tell the people to stay safe and be blessed, and take us home.
Keep Jesus on the main line. Tell him what
you want. And make sure my lace front don't fall off.
Oh, you know it's been moving all the whole show. I just didn't want to call you out on it.
See, there it goes again. I ain't got no lace front. But go ahead, Chanel. You say what you got to say?
I said keep Jesus on the main line.
You tell him what you want,
On,
and I'm going to tell y'all.
Keep him on speed dial.
Oh gosh, and we get that stuff fixed, people, and stop going through that stuff and passing it on to your kids. We out.
Yes.